That's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yeah, that spin, that's me. But that's not the whole story. Because today is the biggest solo showdown. 150 of the fastest drivers from across the entire Daytona family are here. Championship winners, endurance victors, 4 categories. It's invite only, it's earned, not given. 1 trophy per class, 3 heats to score the points. Finals, execution under pressure, where everything's on the line. No teammates, no safety nets, margins measured in tenths, mistakes punished instantly. This is where the best come to prove it. This is where champions are crowned. This is the 2026 Daytona Race of Champions. Good morning. We have just arrived at Milton Keynes, and you guys might be wondering, Carlos, why are you in Milton Keynes? Well, today I've been invited to compete in Daytona's Karting Race of Champions. More on that later, but on the way to the track. You excited?
Yeah.
My second race of champions in the Sodi again, unfortunately. I was just in a D-Max, to be honest. Even though I did get third in the championship in D-Max, I didn't get into D-Max on the race of champions. But I'll take a Sodi. It's going to be a good laugh. I think I'll get a good result.
I hope it goes good, to be honest. There's no expectations here. I'm here to win as well as everyone else. So it's just what happens on a day. There's quite a few of us and they're all competitive. So it's just take it as it comes, you know.
So here we go, practice. I came in today with genuinely no expectations. I was invited as a regional Sodi champion, but this isn't a regional event. This is the Race of Champions. Every champion across the entire of the UK, all in one place. One final battle to really decide who actually is the best. And the reality is, I had no idea about the level of the grid. There are drivers here that I've never raced before, and drivers who've traveled from all over the country for this. So for me, this was more about testing myself on a bigger stage. Really seeing where I actually stack up. And the format is brutal. 10 minutes of practice, then 3 heats. 1 start at the front, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the back. And there are points which ultimately decide which final you qualify for. And once the heats are done, the grid splits into C, B, and A finals. Win your final, and you get promoted. Miss it by 1 place, and your day looks very different. There's also no heavyweight category. It's just 75 kilograms across the board. So if you're lighter, you add ballast, and if you're heavier, well, you carry it. And I'm definitely on the heavier side of this grid. Which realistically meant my hopes of fighting at the very front were, well, slim. Well, unless the rain comes. Either way, I was here to enjoy it, to really test myself properly, and to see how I measure up against the fastest drivers in the country. Before we started, I told myself a win today would just be not finishing dead last. But that's not exactly how things unfolded.
Okay guys, just finished practice session out there and it's wet. It's wet, it's great news. A pretty good job. Came in P5 in practice, so definitely have some wet weather pace. I'm hoping for rain, but at the moment with everyone going around, the track's probably going to dry up, so we'll see what happens. Not a bad start. How was your first session out?
It was wet, it was slippy. It's exactly what us fat lads love to see. So fingers crossed it rains a lot in a minute and we'll be sorted for the rest of the day.
Let's see how the heavy boys do.
The first chicane, absolutely horrendous in the wet. No grip on the second corner. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. I think I got 5th overall, according to my dad. I'm not sure if he's wrong or right.
Slight confusion on the green flag. We're already getting gapped, but we're straight into yellows. A D-Max car loses it into turn 1, and that brings us right back into the pack. Into turn 4, we take the wet line around the outside. That's where the grip is, and it's a good exit. That's our first position gained. Oh, it's chaotic ahead. You got a strong exit out of turn 6. And we're side by side, drag race down into turn 8. We've got the outside. It's not where you want to be, but we get a really good drive off the corner. And we make a position up to P19. Oh, the driver ahead brakes very early. We make contact. And it's absolute mayhem in this corner. The green helmet uses kart 3 as a stopping block. Oh my god, and we're 3 wide down the straight. We cut back on 1. That's 2. Dive from deep. We send it. That's 3 positions in 2 corners. Up to P17, lap 2. We have a spinner ahead. That's us up to P16. We've caught the next group ahead. Up to P15. Around the outside again, we have the traction advantage. We make a position down the straight. Another one into lap 3. Eyes ahead on the driver ahead. That one might have been a bit questionable. I think there might have been a tap on exit, but it's a sprint race and there's no time to dwell on it. We're up to P12. And 2 karts get tangled ahead of us, and that's Vivek on the side there. We somehow avoid disaster, and suddenly we're in P10. 2.5 laps to go. We've got line of sight on the pack ahead. And now second to last lap, we are right on the tail. Strong exit onto the back straight. It looks like we've got the run on kart 24. Move done. Up to P9. And we hold the position on the final lap. P9 from P20. I'll take that.
Back of the grid start, up to P9, what are we thinking?
I mean, a super great race. I had no idea what to expect. It was a bit of a frantic start. And to be honest, I had no idea where I was. The track is pretty treacherous at the moment. It's super wet. Loads of people spinning out and crashing. So I think that race was good, kept it on track. Managed to make a few positions.
4 yellows in Heat 2 as well.
There's a kart beached up on the grass at the moment. So I think if I could just keep it in and stay disciplined out there, it should be good. So hopefully the second race goes well. All right, Finn, how did your race go?
It was actually decent. Started P4. First lap I got into P1. I held that for most of the race with help of yellow flags as well, to be fair. Yellow flags did help a lot.
And where are you starting in the next race?
4th from last. So I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to lose. So send it.
How did your first race go?
It went better than I thought, to be honest. I started 19th and ended up 13th. So, as I said, I come here with no expectations. So, inside the top 20 is perfect for me. But the next race I start in P4 and hopefully try to work my way up and not downwards.
Race 2, we are in kart 9, starting in P9. The track has dried up a little bit more since the first race. Now we're faced with a greasy track. It's all now about figuring out what the best lines are, corner by corner. We have Adam Puhy behind us, a Milton Keynes champion and one of the favorites to win the whole event. And into the first chicane, there's an incident. A kart was spun around. We take evasive action. We get squeezed up against the tire wall as we try and make it through the incident. We've just about survived. We make one place from it up to P8. Now into turn 5, we stay on the wet line, which still has the best traction. And we're able to swing past Vivek and move up to P7. But he fights back and gives us a tap on our rear bumper, which sends him spinning. Adam T-bones right into him. I think that actually saved Vivek's race as he pushes him back into the right direction. We cut back on kart 15. There's a little contact as she comes across up to P6. Back end of the first lap, we've caught up to the front pack. We go for a switchback, which puts us on the wet outside line for the final hairpin. Another bit of contact as the driver can't get the traction to rotate the cart on the inside, which compromises Adam. But that's 4 places in 1 lap, up to P5, coming into lap 2. Adam tries it on our inside, on the hairpin, finding the grip on the concrete curbs. We just about hold the position on the outside. Now there are 3 karts wide going into the downhill hairpin. We switch back on 2. We run 2 wide and only pick up 1 position. We're only up to P4. Adam is right on our rear bumper now. I felt that we were both quicker than the drivers ahead, so signaled to work together to get ahead of the 2 in front. I am a heavier driver, so Adam is helping me up the back straight with a bump draft. And it looks like we're gaining to P3 and 2 ahead. No! That's so painful to watch that back. We ride the curbs and lose out 9 positions. Now down the order in P13 now. I've ridden those curbs 100 times. Before the event, Daytona had them painted and they were much slippier than before in the rain. Either way, I should have gotten over the curbs much more than I did. I'm definitely pissed off at myself inside the helmet, but have to focus on the recovery drive. There really isn't enough time to think about it in the moment. We cut back on the driver ahead on the sweeping right-hander and we find ourselves side by side. We hold it to move up another position into P11. We've caught the pack ahead towards the end of the lap and it's yellow flags. There's a mix-up with 2 of the drivers ahead under the yellows, which makes us lose time to the pack ahead. We usher them forward so we don't overtake them. And he overtakes under the yellow flags right by the paddock and race control. This driver ahead is not pleased one bit. He makes an aggressive move ahead and the red car runs wide. We get right behind him and deliver a spicy little cutback. We try another move into the next corner, but we just about lose out on grip on exit. We settle the whole exchange in P10. Now in the penultimate corner, we find 2 drivers in an incident. We cut back on this driver, a little bit of contact there. We stay on the wet line and hold the position around the outside, up to P9 as we approach lap 4. Driver ahead runs wide and close to the tire barrier. He loses the car in the chicane and we run wide and lose the position. And immediately under threat from another driver from behind, we switch back out to the left for the wet line as a D-Max driver comes through. And I have never seen this before, but the blue helmet driver signals to the D-Max driver to give him a bump draft down the straight, which I'm sure made the D-Max driver laugh as he shakes his head. We dive into the inside line late on the brakes for a double overtake into P8. On lap 5 now, and the D-Max drivers have caught up to us. I let off a little just to let them through cleanly, but the blue driver tries to take advantage in our inside, and we hold it round the outside, and he squeezes us to the edge of the track. But we manage to hold the position around the corner. We keep things tidy for the remainder of the race and come across the line in a very disappointing P8.
So heat 2 is done. I started in P9. I knew straight away I had a really good kart. As you saw, ended up touching the curbs, which was way too slippery, span out the kart. I'd made my way up to P5, but after that spin, lost 9 positions. But a really disappointing result because, you know, I really felt that in that race, I had the pace to win it. So I guess it all comes down to the last race, and starting P4, gotta make it work.
got a double smash burger, Mr. Roberts.
What's he got?
A nice little burger.
Little burger.
No active rainfall.
For a second race go.
Incredible, actually. Started P17 due to just the heats and randomised. I think I gained at least a position every lap, if not a few, because I jumped from P17 to P3 by the end of the lap, or the end of the race, sorry. So yeah, it went great for me. Not sure about other people, but hopefully enter the A final at the end. Let's do this.
Where do you start your last race?
10th mid-pack, so
As long as you do.
It's gonna win it.
Here we go. Race 3 starting in P4. The final heat where we can get points which determines which final we qualify for. We are going to need a good result here to have any chance of qualifying for the A final. The track has dried up. It's going to be very difficult for us to keep our position. We can't afford to make any mistakes over the next 12 minutes. Side by side, we make a move into the hairpin, cut back, we take P3. It's a good start. He tries to take the position back, but we hold on round the outside. P1 and P2 are fighting ahead, which brings us back in. And pole position decides to celebrate by riding his cart like a cowboy. We get a good run into the corner, but compromised by P2 on exit, which brings Adam back into contention up the back straight. We lose out and resettle back into P4. Into lap 2, we are fending off a big group of drivers behind us, sitting right on our rear bumper. Coming up to the penultimate corner, P2 and P3 fight, which brings us back in with a cutback. We follow Adam through, now side by side with P3. We lose out and hold P4 into lap 3. We have another opportunity and send it into the hairpin. He fights back. We're under pressure from the pack behind. Down the sweeping right-hander, we hold the position. But he's back again and we're side by side, down for a drag race into the next corner. It gets very messy, but we just about keep it together. We are now in the slipstream and we're keeping right on his bumper. We go for a late move into his inside. We take P3 back. We lose grip in the first corner, and as quickly as we got the position, we lose it back down to P4, starting lap 4. Immediately under attack from P5 behind us. Towards the end of the lap, we are still under huge pressure. We hold a defensive line, but we get bumped from behind and lose a position with the bump and pass. Not sure how the stewards didn't catch that one parallel to race control. At the back straight again in lap 5, we have drivers on our inside and outside again. We need to position defensively again. This time it works and we survive for another couple of corners. We lose grip again and drop a position to P6 on lap 6. The pressure is very high, any mistake, and we fall right down the order. Coming into the final corners, we've caught up to P5, we just need to keep it clean. D-Max driver comes through. We move into the inside to close the space, and we come across the line in P6. Honestly, very happy with that result in dry conditions. My heat 3 is done. We started in P4, but it was a good race. I maximized the package, really. The track is fully dry now, so, really losing out on weight. But, drove the best that I could. We finished it in P6. So, I'm happy with it. It's much better than I thought today was going to go. So, really proud about how things have gone, even though I had the mistakes in the second race. So now the last group is going out, and we'll see where I land and see what final I get into. Your last heat race, how did it go?
Yeah, it went fine until sort of like the last 5 minutes. I was sitting, I think I was P6,
yeah,
and then I dropped back due to obviously like battling, and then I got a 5 second for going in.
Did you get a penalty?
Yeah, 5 second penalty for turning in or someone, and then the guy obviously took me out, so he got 10 seconds, so I finished second to last. I'm in the C final, hopefully not. But if I'm in the C final,
you could win the C final, move up to the B final, and move up to the A, and be the greatest comeback of Race of Champions in history.
Milton Keynes isn't my sort of track. It's more like Tamworth and Sandown.
Yeah. But you'll give it a go.
You've got to give it a go. I'm here. Got to do the job. Even if I don't win, I've had a good day and it's a bit of fun.
Go on, Sid.
So lonely. I have nobody for my own.
So guys, I can't believe it, but I've made the A final at the Race of Champions in the top 20 fastest drivers in the main event. I just can't believe it. I had no expectations for today, and looks like I might be even in with a little bit more luck, because it looks like it's about to rain. Come on, rain. Come on.
Here's how tight it was. I qualified P19 overall, which puts me in the A final. Top 20 go through. P20 had 97 points, and the top driver in the B final had 96. Just 1 point. That's why every overtake in race 3 mattered. That's why holding P6 at the end was absolutely crucial. And those positions I clawed back after the spin in race 2, well, they really made the difference. If I hadn't spun in the wet earlier, my grid spot for the A final would have been much stronger. But honestly, when I arrived here this morning, I didn't think I had any chance of making the main event. And yet, here we are, the A final. And remember all that talk about wanting the rain? Well, it came. We made the A final, and in the end, it didn't go the way I imagined, especially when the rain finally came. But honestly, I'm proud to have even been in that race. When I arrived this morning, I didn't think that was realistic. Massive thank you to my family and my friends who stayed out in the rain supporting me. That genuinely means everything. Credit to Daytona for a brilliant event, and to every driver out there, that was seriously tough competition. If you enjoyed the video, drop a comment. I'll reply to all of you. And if you want to follow the journey, make sure you're subscribed. You won't want to miss the next one.
Finn, how did your race go?
Shit. I ran out of talent. Yeah. Oh, I pretty much was going through. I was on the P2, in P3, and then just talent went out the window. Went for a walk. So, you know, what can you do?
We'll keep going. Bye.